This is the house that nobody wanted, and with all the issues so far, it's been clear why. But today we're tackling an issue that is partly my fault. Ever since we chopped the trees down, it feels like we're living in a glass box. There's no privacy. In this episode, I become a gardener. If you're enjoying this channel, don't forget to drop us a comment and subscribe. When the developer built this avenue years ago, they didn't stagger the houses like they do on new build estates now. And what that means is, rather than building a house on one side of the road and then on the other side of the road, but moving it over so the houses were looking at gardens rather than houses, what they've done on this street is they've gone house, 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 house. And what's happened there is it means that everybody's bedroom looks into each other's bedroom, everybody's window looks into each other's bedroom. Now you're probably thinking, but Tom, you chopped the trees down and that sorted the problem. It did, but the trees had to go because they were causing so many issues. The floor's bouncing in this office at the minute, and I'm reluctant to pull the floorboards up and have a look what is actually going on, but we are going to have to do it because this becomes the front door where I'm currently sat. So yes, we did have privacy before with the trees, but we was getting damp, we was getting mold, all the gutters were filling with leaves every year, the roof was leaking, it was very dark in the house, it didn't feel airy. So now we need to tackle the privacy problem. I've been doing some research online and I've come across a website called Hedge Nursery. There's loads of information about hedges on there. I've done a quick Google. Apparently the fastest growing hedge is a Leylandy hybrid cypress, or cypress, however you pronounce it. The problem is they're a bit conifer look like, and I'm not a fan of conifer because it just grows ridiculous and it is a lot of maintenance and they are a very dense tree. But when they are trimmed and pruned, they look fantastic. The other one we was looking at was a cherry laurel. Now we have a cherry laurel outside. I'll show you the cherry laurel. This right here is a cherry laurel. This here is a cherry laurel. Quite thick oval shaped leaves, very dense, but in the winter when they do drop the leaves off, they don't always remain like dense, so you can actually see through them and the dog will be able to climb through them. But what we want to do, if I spin the camera around, I'll show you. Eventually there's a new fence going all the way down there to the bottom. This obviously becomes the extension, and then there's a wall that's going to, you'll have about 2 meters between the gable end and the fence. And then from here we want to plant hedges all the way around there, stop roughly there, electric sliding gates, and then the driveway will come down, and then this will become the front door. Now the issue is, this driveway will have to be landscaped, so I'm thinking we could curve a wall down because I still want a raised area here because we have to make use of this. Now you remember when I worked in construction, we had a water tank that a digger drove into and crushed, and thankfully my boss said I could have the tank if I cut it in half because it had absolutely no use. So down there is a 2,000 litre tank that's been cut in half because it had a big dent in it. I'm going to take it down a bit lower, but I want to dig it in the ground and sink it to create a pond in the front garden with a little waterfall in that corner, and then hopefully we can live by the name of the house, future name of the house, which is Duckingham Palace, and we can get some ducks. But until any of this can happen, we need to sort out what is going on, because if we go to the front, the wall is knackered. This wall is absolutely wrecked. It's falling back on itself. All the coping stones are loose. I mean, they've absolutely just rotted away. Here it drops, it bends here, if you look at the state of that, and that is because of the tree roots on the other side. So I'm in two minds whether to knock this down and redo it, but if I do that, it's got to tie in with everybody else's, and to widen the driveway to put a new pillar in, which is that there. I want to move it this way, but we have the Virgin line coming into the house, and then if I come this way we have the water main there. So realistically that pillar needs to go there or somewhere in between, and I'm hoping that they've actually brought them in straight and not across, but we won't know until we start digging out that. So hopefully that explains why we're looking at hedges. And you're probably thinking, well, why are you doing that now, Tom? Because there's loads more stuff that needs to be done on the house. There absolutely is. And then the issue that this is all going to present if we put the hedges in now, because I've got to dig this down, obviously I'd have to get a digger here, which is not a problem, and it's just really good fun digging holes. If you've never done it, believe me, it's good fun. We'd have to dig this down, build the sleepers or the wall up, put the hedges in, but then the problem is until the hedges grow, the dog can get into the flower bed and then over the wall. And I don't really want to go spending a load of money putting a temporary fence down there. Granted, that only cost about 100 quid in timber to do. So I don't really want to spend more money putting a temporary fence all the way around here, because by the time the hedges have grown, I won't be able to get to the timbers to get them off the wall to then cut the fence out and leave the hedges there. But then the issue is, what do we do about the dog? Am I overthinking it? You can see we have some hedge down there. That's just gone a bit awful. Don't want to go as tall as that. But unless you just want to take the top of that wall up, maybe a metre taller. So on the outside, it's less than 6 foot, 5 foot. Keep them pruned. But if we go back inside and have a look at how much the hedges cost, I'm not going to lie, they're actually quite cost effective. It's cheaper than fence panels, but it's the time it takes to grow. Now, doing some research online, the fastest growing stuff, which is the Leylandy, the Leylandy hybrid cypress, whatever I said at the start of this video, that can grow between 60 and 90 centimeters per year. Now, obviously, that's if you don't prune it, because they do need some extensive pruning to keep them in shape, otherwise they just grow wild and out of control. So on this website here, I'm having a look, there's different types. You can get them from being literally just a shoot for as little as £4.33, but you need roughly 3 to 5 per metre. So I measured this out the other day, we have 12 metres. So if I just go on the calculator, my maths is bad. 12, well, if it's 5, it's 60. So we need 60 of those little shoots. And if we do 60 times, how much? 60 times £4.33 plus VAT, we're looking at £311 for 60 hedge plants to be delivered. So that's for a plant that's 30 centimetres to 40 centimetres. And if we do the maths of 60 centimetres per year, for it to go as tall as what we want, it'll probably take 3 years, but the density is another question. So we can actually get plants all the way up to 2 metres tall. Now, the 2 metres tall ones are between 170 centimetres and 190 centimetres, and you need 2 plants per metre, but they are £38.33 each, but that provides instant privacy. So we've got, if we do that, £38.33 times, we'd need 24 plants. No, what am I doing? £38.33 times 24 plants plus 20% VAT. That is £1,103. Oh, I don't know what to do. You know, 10 years ago, I was Googling how can I run a V8 car at the age of 21 and get insured on it. How life has changed is just mad. So basically what we're looking at doing now is, if I order those temporary hedges, I don't know if you can see through the window, but we'll try. We've got some nice roses in the garden. We'll probably plant them in that corner just to see how they take over the next, why's the camera pointing down? We'll just plant them in that corner just to see how they take over the next couple of months, maybe a year even, and just see what they grow. And worst case is, if they only grow a metre and the ground is wet enough, we can always move them. So yeah, I think I'll order the hedges now, and when they turn up is when you'll see me starting to dig and put these away. Right, that is them ordered. And do you know what was really good about that? I massively over-anticipated how much the delivery was going to be. So in total, 10 plants cost £78.89, and the delivery was only £8.99, which is included in that 78 quid. Not bad, really. So it works out per metre. If it's 5 per metre, what's that? It's about 35 quid a metre, which isn't really bad. And to be honest with you, I think I would prefer to see them grow rather than just put some big plants there. The way I always look at it is, yes, they look pretty, but if they've not been there and I just go and dump some 2 metre hedges there, people might think, what's that? Whereas if they just gradually grow over time, they're not intrusive and it'll look good. So as soon as they land, we'll get some digging done and some topsoil and, oh shit, that's what I forgot. I need topsoil. I can't just plant them into the ground. Oh, it's not 35 quid a square metre, is it? It's going to be a lot more than that. Anyway, let's see when they arrive and we'll do a bit of experimenting. So there, realistically, we can do 2 metres of hedge. So yeah, not bad.
This is a delivery from Hedge Nursery, and if we open it, it contains some live plants. Look at those. But what are we going to do with them? Well, basically, we need to figure out where we can plant them and put them in a position that's not going to hinder everything that's going on with the house. So I'm thinking there, and then we can dig the pond in I've just put some scruffy pants on, and the first thing I'm going to do is get rid of all that weedage, and then we've got room to put the hedges in on the corner. I needed to come and get some soil, so yes, we're going to put the Mazda to good use today. I'm going to get another bag just in case. I was going to order a ton bag, but it's way too expensive from B&Q, and if I try and get it delivered today, this week, impossible. Even if I go to Jewson's, can't fit it in, it must be a busy week, so it is slightly more expensive, but I'm going to go with B&Q. So at the minute, those bags there are £6 for 50 litres, and they've got some topsoil which are 28 litre bags for £4. So it's about 50 quid in soil at the minute, but I've got a plant. I just pull that bag off. But I've also bought a spade so I can do the job properly. If I go, I'll show you the other soil. It's really heavy to pull this now. I've also got a knackered shoulder, that doesn't help. This stuff here, so £4 for that. Oh, hang on a minute. That's 46 litres, 15p a litre. Oh, tomato, yeah. For planting tomatoes, we're not doing that. So yeah, £4 for 25 litre bags of soil, and then £6 for 50 litre bags of compost. So that should do the job, I think. And then while I'm here, I've got to have a look at plants. It's become a new little obsession of mine, this. Hang on a minute. Eat free. Oh, manure. We don't want to buy manure because it stinks. Yeah, plants are my new thing at the minute, and the price of them is astronomical. So I'm trying to take cuttings from what I've already got in the house. Don't want to lose them. I mean, look at some of them. They're like £12 for shoots, and I got the Hedge online for like £5 something each, close to £7 with a VAT. Wasn't too bad. I really like these though. What are they? Olive. Look at that. I mean, that's gorgeous, but it's 139 quid. Can't really justify that. Anyway, let's go and pay. I think on my B&Q card, I've got 5% off at the minute, so I'll get that applied and check out. This is like a toy shop to me. Just love the stuff out for sale. Man, this is so heavy to push, but we have trade point access, of course. That's used to being in the trade. Mazda are probably going to kill me for this, but don't worry. I've put a piece of carpet down to protect the CX-60 because it's not my car. But if you do want to see a review of this car, head over to leasing.com. Just don't go right now because chances are it's probably not live yet because there's a lot to work through. That's the 4 compost in, 5 topsoil next. People must think I'm an absolute weirdo right now because it looks like I'm having a conversation into the boot, just talking into thin air. Who cares? All those bags in the back of a CX-60. Sorry Mazda, I have protected the floor though. Close the boot. It does this. Sexy looking car though. And then I'm going to do the honourable thing and return the trolley because I'm not a scumbag and just leave it in the car park. To actually take a look at that CX-60, it's absolutely gorgeous. It does have fake exhaust though. Years ago, I used to absolutely hate how intimidated I would feel pointing a camera in my face, talking to it in public. I used to think, I bet people just think I'm a weirdo and what am I up to, and it's no good. And do you know what? I don't care, because I'm the one, without sounding big-headed, that has managed to make a living out of this. So if it means I have to look a bit silly where I'm talking into thin air sometimes, then so be it. But right now we have one task, and that is coffee. Madam. Ready?
Hi, welcome to Costco. What can I get for you today?
Can I just have a regular latte, please, mate?
Yeah, just a medium one, yeah?
That's the one, please, pal.
No bother.
Thank you very
Anything else
much.
for you today, mate?
No, that'll do us, please, mate.
Pop round your next window for us, please.
See you soon. Coffee. Don't normally have a coffee this late, but 6:30. Been on the graft. Been filming, and yeah. Look at this, by the way. Ooh, electric. I haven't, mate. So if you want the points, take them for yourself.
We're not allowed them.
You're not?
No.
Ah.
It's $3.99.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers. We get 50% off everything.
Oh, you could have passed me that though. No, I'll remember next time. What's your name? I'll remember. See you in a bit, mate. Yeah, not allowed my points, but just tells me he's got 50% off. How does that work? That Costa tastes so much better from an actual drive-through rather than those machines you get. But to be fair, I absolutely batter those machines when I'm on the road. And at the minute, I'm on the road a lot because I drive and review cars for a living. In style! Anyway, let's get back to the house. Apologies for the cropped video, but in this press car, I don't have my... Oh, mate, that is lovely. There's a Porsche 911 GT3. Oh... 991 GT3, that gorgeous. Yeah, apologies for the crop, but I don't have my quad lock case in this car because it is a press car, of course, from Mazda, and yeah, I've not put my quad lock in because every time I take them out of my truck and put them in this, they fail and I have to buy another one, so that doesn't really make sense. Anyway, we'll get back to the house before the grey sky comes in, and hopefully we'll get digging and dropping some soil to get the new hedges planted so they don't dry up in the pots and die. And we are back, and it isn't looking great, to be honest. Looking pretty bad. Rain over there, so let's get the stuff in. As it fell over, yes, one bag has. I should probably do this with two hands, but we'll put it where it needs to go, which is there. Don't break on me, don't break on me, don't break. That one's really heavy because it's wet. Dirty hands. And now we'll get the spade out, but first roll this carpet up because I'm filming tomorrow. That can go. Goodbye. New spade, same. Now they're too low to plant because if you look, there is like the footing brick or the below ground level brickwork, frost brickwork, concrete bricks holding the wall up. Now ideally when I plant these, I want them to be like base height about here so they grow and go up to there. But this is too low. So to raise that up a foot with it being 22 meters, we're probably going to use a ton sack of topsoil per meter. And that, across there, around there, is 25 metres. So that's 25 tonnes of topsoil at around 60 quid. Not cheap, but I have a plan. We curve the drive that way, down there. We dig all this out to flatten it down, and it gradually comes up so you can drive off on an angle, and it stops catching, and that gets widened so you can basically come down. The beauty is, if you drive on forward this way, you can drive the car down here, and then if it's facing the wrong way around, you can just reverse down the side of the house like this, and then you can literally go forward and off. But we need to level all this out. So my thought process is, if we dig all that out flat to about here, bearing in mind the difference in ground height from here is about 2 meters. So we dig that out, we put sleepers in, all the spoil out of here we use to build that flower bed up, and then anything that is excessive we use to fill that up, and then the pond goes there, and then all the hedges come all the way down there. So that's the plan. Now you're probably wondering, why have you only bought 10 hedges? Well, because I want to see how they take. I didn't want to put too many hedges in where I don't like them. Like those just look awful. They're very weedy and like brittle. So I was thinking if I buy 10, I can at least see how they take on that corner. And I know buying that soil was a bit of a mistake. I should have just waited to dig this out, but I feel like we need to make some sort of progress on this garden. It's really stressing me that nothing's happening. I also still need to chop this trunk up. So we can dig all that out and sort that. And then the other challenge I've got is that Acer. That's probably 15 years old, probably older. I don't want to lose it, but the issue is it's in the way of where the fence is going and where the hedges are going. So my plan is if I can fence down there, hedge all the way up there, pond in that corner there, move the Acer over and just hope it doesn't die. And then the other issue I've got is this like pine tree that's in the shape of a cone. I specifically told the tree surgeon not to kill this because it's like Christmassy tree stuff. I need to dig a metre square around that, and I need to have my new hole dug over there, wet the ground. I need to move it in the day and backfill it. So the plan is with the water tank, or the broken water tank, we'll have hedges at the back, pond there, Acer at the left, and pine tree at the right, and it'll look nice. And then all these stones that are here, because they're all going, they're just random. It's like someone's trying to make a dry stone wall, but it's really bad. We're going to use them to build up in a circle, all cemented and pointed round the edge of the water tank, which will make it look like a well. Yeah, lots of ideas. So that is the plan. Also, I finished the beer keg. But yeah, so I think I'm going to pick this up in the morning because I want to put the good soil on top. I don't want to waste it, and I need to empty them compost bins to get the soil up there, which involves wheelbarrowing and a lot more work. Else, come here. A lot more work. So that's pretty much the plan with what I'm trying to do. And then we'll wait it. Ideally, we should have a decision on the planning by Friday this week. That's what I've been told by the council, but you know what they're like. They just never hold the word. So if that's the case and we get a decision, we can get a digger here and I can start getting all this out. And then the flags, that was a really high-pitched out. The flags need to come out, and I'm going to re-salvage those for the steps that I'm building at my mum's, which I started over a year ago. And the ones that are left over, I don't think they're going to salvage because I don't like the look of them. But then again, flagstones are dear. I do want porcelain everywhere, and the porcelain we put in Wales roughly cost about £5,000, and that was for the flags and with all the MOT. But I did that myself, and it took me, well, I did it over 2 seasons because we started it just before winter, couldn't do anything, and then we picked it up again. Yeah, all this will get reflagged, and then I think some of these flags I've promised my cousin for his house that he's renovating, because they're very similar to what he's got. He hasn't got the budget to replace them all at the minute, and I just said, it's a temporary job, mate, have these because I'll need them gone. Well, failing that, I'll stack them up at the side of the garden, and I'll either put a free sign on them because they tend to go rapid if you do that, or £1 a flag just for beer money. So yeah, I'm going to pick this up in the morning, get that dug out, get it weeded, and get the hedges planted. Yep, somebody was looking down on me when I said I'll do this tomorrow. It's literally just started raining badly. So yeah, I'll pick this up in the morning, dig this out, and hopefully this will be the start of me growing my first ever hedge in style. And good morning. So today we are going to be putting the hedges in, but I've got to do a little bit of work before we do that. And don't worry, I'm not going to bore you with it in this video, but I just thought I'd show you. I'm just about to film a review with the Mazda CX-60, and if you do want to see that, subscribe to leasing.com and also subscribe to my own channel, which is Total Car Reviews. But that car is just absolutely gorgeous. I mean, the interior, I'll just quickly show you. Skip if you don't want to watch this, but mate, look at that. And for all you mummies that struggle getting the kids in and out of the car, this door opens at completely 90 degrees. Look at that. Perfect. Anyway, hedges. I did it. I squeezed the gym in, so I promise. Oh, I can hardly move my arms, but that gym that I joined, pretty sick to be fair. Oh, my arms are dead. Let's go plant some hedges. I mean it, I'll do it. Oh, I feel like I've done too much. Turning the steering wheel is quite painful. That's actually sore. Oh, I just hope I'm not aching too much so I can't go tomorrow. It's got to be a daily thing, this. Anyway, let's get out of the car park and go and plant some hedges.
Right then, so the plan is, just watch my knee, I've got a dodgy knee, gonna empty this and that one down there. If we just pull it off, we see there's a load of mice or something run out of it now. That's what happened with the one in Wales. Oh mate, that is dirty. Basically just gonna shovel that up into that barrow and up there. But what we can do is water all this soil that we just put down. Keep it wet. There we go, you're hydrated. Look at that for hydration. Lovely. Don't even know what this is. It's good for composting ground. Anyway. Oh, you don't do this, do it? Because you know it finds it up. Stop it. There we go, one gone, and that's free to a good home if anyone wants it. Out. I really have messed up there because I've massively underestimated how much soil I need, and to bring that up another 100 mil round there, 600 off the wall, gonna need, I reckon, 2 tons. So I'm going to phone for 2 tons of topsoil. I'll get the wagon to hover the bags over the wall. I'll just knife the bottom of them, and it saves shoveling it all out and getting it in, which means I can't plant the hedges yet, so I'm going to have to water them in the pots.